In today's video, I'm going to be showing us a wind turbine that works. Now, I pulled this video from the channel which I'll be talking about later, and I'm going to encourage us to go to that channel and watch videos that he has already done. He's done a lot of videos testing different things on his channel, so if you really want to know if wind turbines work or not, it's one of the channels you want to visit to find out about that. In this test that he's carrying out, there are actually two wind turbines. One of them is a 2000 watts wind turbine and the other one is a 1500 watts wind turbine. I don't want to put them side by side so that we'll not get confused, so I decided to pull one, which is the one on top, and it's a 2000 watts wind turbine. Just a quick one, you can see the result on the screen right now is over 2000 watts, and this is not the maximum results you can get from this wind turbine. I'll be putting that up later just to let you know that this is a confirmed 2000 watts wind turbine. In very high winds, a wind turbine that is rated 2000 watts should be able to give you that 2000 or a little more, which you are seeing on your screen right now. That is to let you know that the wind turbine is confirmed. Now, in my previous videos, you'd have seen me talking about watching other videos and knowing which turbine you are buying. If I have the money for a wind turbine of this capacity, 2000 watts is quite large, but in future I know I'll be able to buy this without any problems. I know this wind turbine works because someone else has already used it. So this is the part I want us to get very clearly. Once I know that this wind turbine works, all I need to do is to put it up high enough and I'll get the same results with the same winds in my location as much as it's getting. So this is one of the things we don't want to miss. Always try to know that wind turbine has worked for someone, and also know that it's going to work for you if you have the same wind. That being said, I'm going to attempt to compare the results that he's getting from the wind turbine with a test of the 150 watts solar panel that I've done before on this channel. You can check the video out. I'm going to leave the link in the description below. This is how I'm going to do the calculation. I'm going to set the power that we are going to get in 1 hour from this wind turbine, all things being equal, if the wind continues like this. And I'm also going to compare it with the result I got from my 150 watt solar panel in the course of a day. I want us to know that just like the wind is not always steady, the results I'm getting from my solar panel is not always steady. I'm going to be talking about that during the comparison. In a whole day, I get about 500 watt hour on the average from my 150 watt solar panel. On some days, I get over 600, and there are some days I rarely get past 300, 400. Cloudy days, of course. That puts the average at about that 500. This wind turbine, if we're just working based off of the result that we're getting, at the end of the experiment, this is what we got, which is about 100 watt hour that is produced in 5 minutes. If we're trying to get what is going to produce in 1 hour, so that will mean multiplying it by 12. 5 minutes in 12 places will give us 1 hour. That means we are going to be expecting about 1200 watt hour from this wind turbine at this rate. Now, our 150 watts solar panel, on the average, I did it for an extensive period and I was getting an average of 500 watt hour. If we are using 500 watt hour, you can see that what this wind turbine is producing in just 1 hour is more than double what this solar panel produces in the course of 1 day, which is pretty impressive. So that means if this wind turbine continues to generate power at this rate, let's just say 10 straight hours of a whole day, that means we are looking at about 12 kilowatt hour in 1 day, which is huge. A lot of homes will not be able to, in fact, most homes run somewhere around that 5,000, at least in my part of the world, 5,000 watt hour to maybe 8,000 watt hour. That's where an average home force in my region. That gives you an idea of how much this wind turbine is generating with the results that we're seeing right here. On some other occasions, we can see this is a portion where it went past 2,000 watts, and this is another one. And this is the maximum I could get from it, the result that it did, 2,580 something, which is very, very impressive. Going back to the channel, now the name of this channel is Toys for What, because some of us may not go to the description to check it. I'm still going to leave it in the description. This guy has done a lot of tests on his channel. He's one of those guys that encourages me, that inspires me concerning wind turbines. For some reason, he has not really been doing videos as consistently as he was before, but nevertheless, he has done so much video that it will take a whole lot of time for us to exhaust what he has already put out there on his channel. So I want to encourage us to go to his channel. Once more, the name is Toys for What. Do subscribe. I like the guy, he's a cool guy. So not just that, I also like his channel. So please do well to visit his channel. Everything I've been saying in my previous videos is to guide us in the way of let us make sure we spend our money on a wind turbine that works. And that's what this channel does for me, and I think it does for a lot of other people. So if I have money to buy a wind turbine now, it's a no-brainer. If I know that I can purchase a wind turbine of this capacity, 2000 watts, I don't need to look further. All I need to do is to get this wind turbine, and I know it's going to work for me if I install it properly. In a similar way, we need to watch more videos like this. I don't like it when people go online, they see one wind turbine, like the last video I did, they said they purchased it and the controller was not working, a lot of things. Now, I'm not saying the controller of this particular one is perfect, but what I'm saying is that once you have watched a video on someone who is satisfied with his wind turbine, or at least the wind turbine is delivering power, then that is a very good starting point. You want to make sure you buy something that is working for someone else. I want the idea of coming to that conclusion. Like in my last video also, it came to a conclusion that wind turbines are not really worth it. And when you look at the height of the wind turbine, it's just about 3 feet from the ground. There's a restriction on how high you can take things up in its location. So that means it has no business telling us if wind turbines are worth it or not. For us to know whether a wind turbine is worth it, we should have done an extensive test on different fronts: high winds, low winds, at a very good height above your rooftop and above the trees around your location. So once you have been able to satisfy all this, then we can now talk about your conclusion. I don't have any problem with Great Scott. He's a great guy, but I think he could have done better with his conclusion on that video. So you can check it out in my previous video. I'll leave it also in the end screen as well. My conclusion for this video is this: before you think about getting a wind turbine for yourself, never forget to watch as many videos you can on a particular wind turbine. So now that you know the name of this wind turbine, the wind turbine that we are using right here is Easter Breeze Heli 2.0. It's a 2000 watts wind turbine. Easter Breeze, that's the name of the wind turbine. Is supposed Istanbul, I think. It's supposed to be from Turkey, so that's where it is being produced. You want to make sure that you do as much research as you can, even though you know that the result is okay from this guy. Check his other videos, go to other channels, browse about this wind turbine, watch videos about it, and at the end of the day, you can now come to a conclusion and say, okay, well, I think I've seen enough to know that this wind turbine is going to work for me. It's my desire that people stop complaining about their wind turbines and know that wind turbines are not meant to be compared with solar panels, but rather they are meant to complement your solar system. At the end of the day, what I think wind turbines should represent is you live in an off-grid situation like I do, because we've not had power for weeks now in my location. If I have a wind turbine, it is not to come and be competing to compare with my solar panels. It is actually going to be to add to what I'm already getting, like complementing, because there are going to be times when it's cloudy and there's good wind. There are going to be times when, of course, naturally solar panels don't generate power at the night. So if my wind turbine can give me some small power, then it's going to make all the sense in the world. The use of generator is not only expensive, I don't like generators, so wind turbines will be a very good alternative for me. I hope this video is useful. See you guys and catch you on the next one.